You guys asked for it. Zeven's stories are back on the 7th day of each month. I am now devoting my time into telling you one of Ezeven's true stories that has happened in his life. Now, most of you will probably think that all of them are fake. And I don't blame you, but I can assure you I will not lie to you. All of these are real. There's a playlist that you guys can go see. And it'll be fully updated. But anyway, without any further ado, I'm telling you the Arachnid attack story. So, I did write a paper about this, so I do have the paper up because it's been a while since I've actually had this experience happen to me. So, many of you probably don't know what geocaching is, but geocaching is something where you would go somewhere, go on a hike, get to the end of the hike, find a treasure, and you would switch out with some of your personal items. And it's like an honor system thing, and it's kind of stupid, to be honest. Now, when I first heard of geocaching, I had no idea what it was. I was like, cash? I love cash. I'm a kid. Told my parents, like, hey, I want to stay home. Is that an option? And they're like, no, it's gonna be completely outside. Now, I do not have a history with being lucky with outside. Now, in the vast wilderness of Kansas, where this takes place, we trudged on into the brush. Not a fun thing. You're supposed to find a path. We trudged straight into bushes. Yep, that was about the worst decision we've ever made. So there we go, busting into the shrubbery. Me, Wondernot, and Plunderman were also there. Haha, fun story. So we're walking through bushes, and then we start to notice that we're getting poked. Now, wherever you live, I'm sure there is something like this, but like stickers or burrs or something that get attached to your socks, you have to flick them off, or they poke you for like forever, and they're just really painful, and they really shouldn't be, but they suck, and they somehow end up all over you. Well, yeah, we all had them all the way, all over us, from my thighs down, and it hurt. As I quote 3 years ago, indescribable pain. Said we should just turn around and go home, and my parents said no, and they were really mad at me. Kept walking. We saw a gigantic spider, at least that was the size of it for me, and told my mom, because she's afraid of spiders, that we should just go home. And again, she said no. Being a little brat, I kept saying we should just go home. And she turned around, grabbed me, and said, one more complaint from you, and your video games will be gone. And you won't have them until you learn to appreciate nature. I hate nature. Still don't appreciate it. Anyway, back to the story. I figured it was best for me to shut up. Sometimes you just gotta be wise. Just not say anything. Now, we finally made it on this 0.3 mile hike, so it wasn't actually that long. But we finally got there. And in this tub of supposedly treasures that other people had left were melted chocolate golden coins. You know those like things that really just melt in the summertime? Chocolate was literally leaking out. So we decided it's not worth it. Let's just finish the hike. Let's go home. But little to my notice, I had happened to walk through a nest of micro ticks. Now, you guys know what spiders are. Ticks are just smaller. And micro ticks, literally, I don't think you could see them if there wasn't multiple. They were all over my shoes, just everywhere. These red and black ticks all over my shoes. So I immediately go to my dad. I'm like, what do I do? We take off the shoes, throw them into the wilderness. They're probably still there, home to many, many spiders and ticks. Kept walking, then realized that they were also on my socks. So I took off my socks and threw them into the wilderness yet again. So now I had no shoes, no socks, was completely barefoot, and we finally made it out of the gigantic trees. Not really, it was a mini park. But now we all started to find ticks all over us, everywhere. So, have you ever, like, been in a public place and then have just felt disgusting and that you needed to go, like, take a shower somewhere? I felt like that this entire trip. Man, my nose is itchy. So, we're all flicking off these normal-sized ticks off of all of us. None of us really got bit by any ticks or was actually, like, attached. But I was ready to get in the car. Seeing as I was bare feet, it was the summertime, my feet were burning off the hot cement. And there we go, we get in the car. And ticks are still on us, obviously. So the plan was, if you found a tick on you, you'd flick it off in the car. Like, out the window, not in the car. You just flick it. Now, my mom, who is scared of ticks, has a arachnophobia, could not grab the tick and throw it out the window, but would just frantically shake all over in hopes that the tick would fly off somewhere into the car. I can tell you that that tick, if it even survived, would have whiplash for weeks after how fast she was moving. Anyway, kept hyperventilating in the car. We finally pull up to a red light, and my mom hops out of the car and proceeds to just dance all over in the middle of the street. So we're stopped at a red light. People are behind us. People are everywhere. And then this woman is just out in the middle of the street dancing from what it looked to be. Very funny sight. Very funny sight. So, why is this important? Well, because she got back in the car. And my sister, don't worry, Mom. We'll be home and you'll be able to shower. It'll all be over soon. And I said, yeah, Mom. We need to spend more time in nature. I wasn't grounded by some miracle. I should have been. I should have been beat for how bad that comment was. But from what I learned from that story is that sometimes you do know better than your parents, and you should speak up, and you should do things smart. And you shouldn't go walking into a bunch of bushes, even if the elders are doing it too. So, that's Zeven's story time. A few weeks before, or exactly a week before, like on the 1st of every month, so 6 days before, I'm going to be holding a poll, and you guys can go vote on that for my next story. Today, I just entered a stream and then did it. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed my 7 stories. We'll see you guys all in the next video. See you guys.